Hi everyone, welcome to Craft Our Paper Stash Cards, where on the 15th of every month, Stamp Girl, who is Paige, and I try to make like around 5 cards or so, sometimes more, sometimes less, and using papers from our stash to try and use things up. Now we may use other things as well, like card kits or whatever. So this month, for 10 on the 10th, I had brought out this 6x6 paper pad, and I don't know if you'll remember, but I had used everything except 5 of the large print sheets and 1 other sheet. So because this is 6x6, I decided to make 6x6 cards with those large sheets and that 1 other sheet. So here is what I did. I think it was 5 of those. Oops, pulling them away. All right, so I had this paper. It's not exactly the right color, but a while back I pulled this out to try and use some of it, and I thought I was out of that color, which would have been ideal, and I found afterwards that, oh, I have 1 more of those. But anyway, I used this medium green paper from this Craftsmith Hot Buy for these first 2 cards. Let me get these out of the way. And this is the 6x6, and I just put it on there. Hang on. Anyway, on the first 2 cards, I just used the full 6x6. I didn't put any embellishments on or anything. I might put a few little blings, but it really, in my eye, didn't need a whole lot more. And then on the inside, I just added a piece of Whisper White cut down to 5.5 by 5.5. I actually finished, with the exception of 1 big scrap. I had a pack of Stampin' Up! Whisper White 12 by 12. Like, this is the very vanilla, but I had it in 12 by 12, and I don't use the 12 by 12 papers that often. So anyway, I pulled that out and used it for this and some other cards, and I'll show you those. So I didn't do anything fancy with most of these. Now the next 2 was this Merry and Bright. Now these I cut a 1/4 inch off all the way around, so it became 5.5 by 5.5. On this one, I took a full sheet of the Merry cardstock I have from Hot Off the Press or paperwishes.com a while back. I bought that a while back in gold and silver. So it already had beautiful gold on it. It just says Merry and Bright. Now this one, I cut this down to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 and then put this on, and I like that better. And again, this is the Stampin' Up! Whisper White, which is not the thick Whisper White, but the Merry cardstock helps make it really stiff and sturdy. And on the inside, I put another piece of the Merry cardstock, 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and then Whisper White 5.5 by 5.5, and same on this one. Again, I didn't stamp or put anything on the inside. So those were 4 of the 5 big sheets, and then this one was this, and I did trim off about 1/8 of an inch on the borders. Yeah, I think all the way around. Anyway, it had like the black and green plaid sort of on the edges, but also some of the gold trim. I cut it down. I also had a pack of, which I didn't even know I had, Regal's 12 by 12 cardstock, and so I pulled out Cherry Cobbler because I thought the Cherry Cobbler went with this part, and this is a cut apart from the paper pad, which was 3 by 3. I used my little 1-inch corner rounder from EK Success, I think. Yeah, EK Success. Had it for a long while, and I rounded those corners, and I cut this to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, rounded those corners and just put it in the middle. And on the inside, I just put an extra strip from the mirror card and Whisper White. 'Tis the season. I feel like I need to do something with the insides of these, but I haven't yet. And the last one, I used Whisper White cardstock. This was a piece I could have cut down for smaller cards, and instead of using mirror cardstock this time, I just brought in the Whisper White, put another cut apart on May All Your Days Be Merry and Bright, which is in the same font as, you know, things on the background, and put it in the middle. No ribbon or anything. I might put a bow on at some point. I don't know. And then inside, I actually, because this paper is so thin, I actually just put another piece of Whisper White, and I took my Cherry Cobbler Stampin' Right marker around all the edges, and then I put a strip of paper, because I did cut this down from 6 by 6 to 5.5 by 5.5, 1/4 inch off each side. Actually, no, that's not true. A 1/2 inch off each side. One side here and one in the bottom. And so that's what I did there, and that makes it a little sturdier. And on one of these cards, I think on this one, I went around, I went around the edges of this with Shaded Spruce Stampin' Right, because, and also around this piece when I was originally going to just stick it onto here, because it had too much white showing, and I didn't like that against the Cherry Cobbler. So those are my 5 cards. So what I have left, this paper pad is empty, but I do have cut-aparts left. I have, oops, they're stuck to the, that's not good. Hang on, have to fix that. I have these strips. These are all tags mostly, except for these 2 on the bottom, and these. And I don't know if I have, somebody mentioned there was a 12 by 12 of this paper pad too. I don't know that I have that. I forgot to check. But if I do, maybe I'll take a couple sheets out of that and see if I can't use up. So I do have a couple scraps as well. But mostly I have cut aparts and some little strips and stuff. So that's all I have left. This paper pad had a lot of cut aparts, and I'll keep them here, and I'll put them in with my Christmas pads so that when I pull out another pad, maybe I can just pull this out too. I'll tape this onto here or something. So that's what I did for this time. I'm trying to, I kind of consider this smashed except for the cut aparts, and yeah, I'll try and use them up still as well in a future video, but I just don't know when exactly. So I've got 2 wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. I had to get or make envelopes for these as well. 2 Merry and Brights, and 1 'Tis the Season, and 1 May All Your Days Be Merry and Bright. So those are my simple cards I made this time. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'm working through paper pads gradually, but every little bit helps, I guess. All right, everyone, I do hope you'll come back again soon, and hugs, love, and peace. Have a great weekend. Bye.